Is the U.S. trapping India with a masala deal? Trump's clever strategy exposed. Imagine this: you're standing in a marketplace and the seller forces you to buy his goods without negotiation, threatening to shut down your own shop if you don't. You'd say that's not trade, it's coercion. Now imagine the world's most powerful country, the United States, doing the same. And if the target is India, should we really fall for a deal that might be a trap in disguise? Today, we're talking about a strategy that the U.S. has cleverly labeled the masala deal. But in truth, it's not spicy, it's toxic. And before India even tastes this poison, it must think carefully. But before we dive deeper, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update on our latest videos. Now, let's begin today's discussion without delay. Masala, mutually agreed settlement achieved through leverage arm twisting. As diplomatic as it may sound, in reality, it's filled with manipulation. This is America's new tactic to extract forced trade concessions from countries. According to the Global Trade Research Initiative, GTRI, this is not transparent negotiation, it's a break and bend strategy. And it's not just targeting India, but also nations like Japan, the European Union, South Korea, and Australia. 𝐮𝐩𝐿 Srivastava, founder of GTRI, has clearly stated that Trump's masala strategy is purely political, with no intention of trade stability. So far, the U.S. has issued warning letters to 24 countries and the European Union, stating that if they don't comply with American demands, tariffs will be imposed. And these are not minor fees. Countries like Brazil have been threatened with tariffs as high as 50%, while major partners like the EU and Mexico have been warned of 30% tariffs. This shows that even in friendship, the U.S. is now flexing its muscles. So where does India stand? Talks for a potential bilateral trade agreement with the U.S. have already begun. A high-level team of Indian negotiators is soon heading to Washington, but experts warn, India must not assume it is safe from this masala deal. When the U.S. is pressuring even its closest allies, India must tread carefully. Especially in sensitive sectors like agriculture, any concessions could directly impact the country's food security, farmers' incomes, and the rural economy. Trump's strategy isn't just about applying pressure, it's a psychological game. First, he shows countries like India a dream of lucrative trade opportunities. Then he threatens them with tariffs. And finally, he corners them into signing one-sided agreements. These deals often guarantee that the U.S. will sell its goods, but offer no clear benefits in return. And even if the agreement is signed, its future hinges entirely on America's political whims, meaning if Trump leaves office, the deal could vanish too. This has happened before. In 2019, when the Trump administration launched a tariff war against China, it also withdrew India's Generalized System of Preferences, GSP status. At that time, India suffered an export loss of nearly $6 billion. India had offered several trade concessions, but in return received no long-term stability. And now, the same threat looms again. New face, same tactics. India must realize that trade isn't charity. It's a negotiation between equals. And if one party comes to the table wielding a gun, the smell isn't of spices, it's of intimidation. Countries like Japan, the EU, and South Korea have made it clear that they will not accept America's unilateral terms. So far, only a few nations like the UK and Vietnam have bowed under the pressure and signed such deals. India's position is different from those of other nations. It is a rising economy with one of the world's largest youth populations, strong digital infrastructure, and robust domestic demand. In such a scenario, India must avoid rushing into any trade agreement, especially when the Trump administration's credibility is under question even within its own country. Any deal signed today could be reversed tomorrow with the arrival of a new U.S. president. And when that happens, India will be left with neither guarantees nor compensation. According to the GTRI report, the credibility of Trump's threats is steadily declining. Countries around the world are now adopting a strategy of strategic patience in their relations with the U.S. They understand that America's behavior is no longer stable. It has become opportunistic. India should follow the same approach, moving forward with patience, caution, and in the national interest. Entering into a deal in the agriculture sector could be the riskiest move for India. The U.S. wants India to open its agricultural market to American wheat, soybeans, and dairy products. But in India, agriculture is tied to the livelihoods of millions of farmers who depend directly on domestic production. If India opens this sector, cheap American goods will flood the market, severely affecting local farmers. And when the backbone of the farmer breaks, the spine of the nation breaks with it. That's why India must examine every word, every clause, and every tariff condition of such deals with utmost scrutiny. No step should be taken based solely on data. It must be grounded in the country's on-the-ground realities. We must not forget that while the liberalization policies of 1991 connected India to the global market, they also left several sectors vulnerable. And now, as the world shifts back toward protectionism, India too must play smart. It is the Indian government's responsibility to ensure that any trade agreement is long-term, balanced, and aligned with national interests. It should not be driven by political gains or diplomatic pressure, because a single wrong deal can leave lasting economic, social, and political consequences for years. And it is the common citizens who end up bearing the cost.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.